Right, so nearly 200 nations meeting in Dubai for COP28 on Wednesday agreed to transition away from fossil fuels for the first time ever, which is a key step for curbing greenhouse gas emissions on the planet. After 13 days of negotiations, the president of the UN-sponsored summit brokered a deal with its language to show the global forum is serious about checking the use of fossil fuels and addressing concerns of the OPEC, the group of the world's biggest oil producers. The agreement commits the nations to commit to reducing carbon emissions and take steps to prevent a possible global climate crisis. Let's peek into the significant takeaways from the COP28 Dubai talks. The first one is, of course, the historical fossil fuel agreement. The COP28 concluded with a landmark agreement among nearly 200 countries to begin moving away from global consumption of fossil fuels, but omits a reference to a phase out. The second one being the climate finance. The UAE will contribute $30 billion to a new climate fund called Altera that would have the world's marquee investors as its partners. The fund seeks to raise $250 billion of investments by the end of this decade. The parties to COP also pledged $700 million in funding to help lower income countries cope with the loss and damage caused by the climate change. The next one is the cooling pledge. With rising global temperatures leading to demand for more air conditioners and other cooling electronic products, a new UN report launched on Tuesday at COP28 climate talks in Dubai lays out a pathway to cut emissions across the cooling sector worldwide. Over 60 countries signed up a so-called cooling pledge with commitments to reduce the climate impact of the cooling sector. The next one is the focus on renewable energy. Some 118 countries have agreed targets to triple renewable power generation capacity to 11,000 gigawatt and double energy efficiency in this decade. The last one is the methane reduction. Now 50 energy firms have pledged to reach near zero methane energy emissions by 2030 and submit a plan to meet those targets by 2025. A fund was also announced for methane abating projects in emerging markets and developing economies. The group of 50 firms also agreed to net zero greenhouse gas emissions.